ban here. They might ban an Azebo, or they might pick up an Azebo early. Something Ninja did put up though was that it was a lot of passive damage, but it can be a little bit annoying. The annoying damage KVA, that itch that you go to the doctor for, and you're wondering what it is.
Wondering what it is, and no creams will help. So we're seeing BradsBabes still taking a lot of time to decide on their first ban, it being Zagara. So we see Real Social Dynamics will ban out the Zeratul. And then do we see a first pick Nazebo? I'd really like to see. I would like to see them take away Nazebo right from Real Social Dynamics. Instead, however, they have chosen Kale exactly like you said it would be. We've seen some traditional competitive bans here, Zagara, Zeratul. We've seen Kelthus as a first pick. Social Dynamics, you think they're going to pick up the Nazebo?
It's likely they might get their support in the Nazebo here. I guess we'll just have to see what their plans are. They could also, I don't know if they're being 100% serious, but they said because such and such subbed out a player, they were going to put the Ninja in on their team. So it could happen.
All right,
with that Leoric, it does keep open the option for a Asmodan, because you just got that Q clear. They'll probably want a Johanna or Jaina though to support that.
Yeah, definitely don't want to do the solo with Leoric. Good warrior, but he's definitely more of a bruiser than your tank. So we will hopefully, well, we possibly will see a second warrior coming up for Real Social Dynamics. BradsBabes, Kelthus. We'll just pick up going to Uther Jaina.
Potentially. If they're going to do double mage comp, then maybe they'd want to maybe go for Malfurion or something like that. Just keep them mannered up, keep the damage going down. Then they have to really worried about being dived into their backline.
That's it. And you're 100% right. They have gone the double mage. So we'll see if the innovate from Malfurion is going to come in to feed the mana to both characters. Taking a long time to decide, though, if that's going to be the case.
Well, this is one of those games you kind of want to win the first match. You don't want to draft yourself into a corner. You want to think about it.
I mean, this is definitely one of the games where you want to win the first match, because the first match is the only match, because we are still in the loser's bracket.
So yeah, if they go Johanna here at their next picking phase, that will mean most likely an Azebo. Very, very likely.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can only dream and hope.
I mean, they've already picked up the Nazebo, so we're going to see what actually is going to be banned. What do Real Social Dynamics need to pick up right now? They need to pick up a second warrior. Well, we'll talk about their bans first, sorry. BradsBabes, they've got mass amounts of damage, really solid healer. But as Real Social Dynamics, would you ban Johanna? Yes, you would. Didn't even get to finish, didn't even get to ask the question, because Johanna has been removed. Rhaegar has been removed. That's going to force Social Dynamics into Malfurion. Or Lily, I guess they could go crazy, but I'd probably force them into Malfurion.
That's not too bad. I mean, when you look at it from the perspective of RSD, they could take Malfurion here and take Enduring Growth. At least looking at the amount of CC that BradsBabes have right now, they'll have plenty of sustained heals. So as long as they don't get bursted down too quickly by playing out of position, they'll be fine. They'll poke with Nazebo. They've got Leoric that can help frontline a little bit. It'll be interesting to see what they take here. Right, who knows? We might see a Nova pick.
Well, that's it. Can't take the Zeratul. The Nova would be a little bit punishing for both Kelthus and Jaina. Just if they're in a position where they can't quite be supported by their tank or front line. I just don't know what they can take. I mean, they have to take another warrior. Johanna's out of it. Well, they banned Johanna themselves.
Could see a Raynor. Seen a lot of Raynor.
Yeah. We think Raynor and then follow a second warrior like Arthas or something like that. Raynor, Arthas.
This will be fresh. I think it froze. Yeah, they picked Raynor.
Yeah.
They could do another tank like Arthas. Arthas is so strong for sieging with Syndragosa. It's got a lot of lockdown. They're going to go with Muradin instead, though.
Muradin instead, yep. All right, so that's interesting. So that's Leoric, Muradin, and Johanna been denied for BradsBabes. So we're probably going to see a Nubarak taken, and then they'll have to take their who would they take in the thing? Would they take Sylvanas just to act as?
Sylvanas.
I'm thinking of the Wailing Arrow on top of you could possibly put that onto Malfurion when he does his Tranquility, because the silence will cancel that, doesn't it?
The silence doesn't cancel Tranquility, but you can use it to try and stop him from popping it.
In the first
but they've got a web wrap for that, so they might not want Sylvanas. If they do want it, they'd probably want it for the Rav Spirit. Yeah. But then they've got a lot of engage right now with the Nubarak.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're just
It is a squishy solo tank though. He'll have to be really careful to make sure he's getting backed up by his mages. Otherwise, he's just going to die. So there you go. They're going to go double tank. That makes sense.
Yeah, double warrior with the Tyrael. It's again, I like Arthas. I wish teams would more people would play Arthas or take Arthas in their matches. But Tyrael definitely very great job. They're taking that judgment, going to be able to jump onto someone like that Nazebo or Reyna or potentially what their other pick is. What they have to pick, it has to be the support, so it will be Malfurion.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did take Sanification here. They're not really, unless they really want to frontline and get those their backlines super duper deep into them. So we'll just see how it goes.
Obviously, pick up into the game. So that is the lineups that both teams are taking into it. KVA getting his pretty solid Nazebo pick. I've been playing him fantastically today. See if we continue up, or this will be the downfall of Real Social Dynamics.
Now that I'm thinking about it, they'll if he takes web wrap, he'll go in, shut down the Malfurion, Tyrael of Judgment into Nazebo or Raynor, just lock down their damage. The mages will just come through and just pour damage all over their team. If they can execute that well, it's GG.
Yep. Definitely. So getting to the lobby has been made. You should get an invite any minute now if you haven't already received one. And sorry, I just have to sort out the name tags for each team. RSD versus BradsBabes. All right, done. So, guys, in chat, let us know. This is BradsBabes versus Real Social Dynamics. Let us know who you think is going to be the stronger team in this lineup. I like both teams. Both teams decided to play a double warrior composition. It's so there's going to be a lot of meat smashing against meat in this game. Going to be looking really good. We've got Reyna and Nazebo going to have quite a lot of distance and range compared to Kelth and Jaina. But when Kelth and Jaina do get up into the front line, that Tyrael and a new Rex will be able to open up for him. There's going to be lots of damage coming out. So it looks like it's going to be a really interesting. Well, they're all interesting games. It looks like they're both pretty solid lineups, and they're both playing slightly different. We'll probably see BradsBabes doing a lot more diving into the enemy. However, Real Social Dynamics does have Leoric, who is more of a very front-line warrior bruiser type character. So I don't know, maybe we might see Leoric overextend a little bit too much, and that's will be picked up by both mages, or we might see both mages be just jumped on or pummeled on by Murden and Leoric, with Reyna and Nazio staying in the back line. I don't know. I'm ready for this game. Are you ready, Cruven? Is your body ready?
It is ready. It's going to be interesting. A lot of the players on Brad's team, they play a lot together, and they're all they're all rank 1 players. So I think there's a little bit more rank disparity on the opposing team. So hopefully it's not as stacked as it looks, and KVA will be able to pull something off. So I'll just go off the team list. It's pretty obvious. It's following along what it's kind of been lately. KVA, obviously playing Raynor. I mean, Nazebo. Almost got you. Tanner on Raynor. We got Derek on Malfurion, Zenith on Muradin, and Ford on Leoric. So I'm thinking Derek's probably going to take a ice block here. He's going to be worried about being dived and burnt down really, really quickly. So he'll just want to plop himself in the middle of a fight with a good trank. On the other team, if you want to take us away, if you want.
Yeah, no worries. So on the other team, we do have Uther being played by Close Combat, Jaina being played by BP Band J, and we have Azura making another appearance as Kelthis, and then Brad D. Toro on a Nubarak. And last but not least for this team, we do have the Tyrael player, who's obviously going to be played by the masked player.
But yeah, let's just hope that the Muradin can do some magic, really, really peel their backline. While Leoric does work to their tanks, or even Leoric can get super deep on their backline too. It's gonna be interesting how the team fights turn out. I feel like BradsBabes has got an easier team to play with. Like their composition's gonna be easier to play into the Nazebo composition that they've got.
Yeah, I think you're right on that statement there. But we'll just have to see how all these games go. I mean, Real Social Dynamics have been they've just been a huge game turner, right? It's every game that they've been in, if it's looked a little bit dicey, they've been able to pull it back for themselves.
Just something that Ninja pointed out. We need to switch over
Yeah, that's right.
to the game.
Control Shift C, Control OK. That's alright. I try not to load. You show the loading screen. I don't know why. It's just something I have decided to do. Alright, so we are in. So onto the right hand side of the screen, we do have RSD. They do not need to be introduced. They've been introduced every game so far. However, on the right hand side, we do have BradsBabes. We have Close Combat on Uther, Predatorial on Anubarak, P Band J on Jaina, Azura on Kelthis, and what's that?
We got two Frey clanmates, Azura and Brad.
That's it. So. Alright,
Zenith walks right into them, gets locked down and burned up and chewed up and eaten up. And he's gone, been knocked out. So they're going to be easily able to wave clear this now. They're not going to really want to fight this with a player down.
Yeah, no, that was just a terrible move by Muradin. They go up so close. Predator is also in a little bit of trouble now, but he's just going to borrow away with no problems. KVA getting a little bit of damage from Jan Bay J on Jaina. But we'll have to back away from the fight, not being able to follow up. And we're going to, now we'll see. So we'll see BradsBabes start to rotate down, going to go down and clear the bottom lane as a 4-man, rotate back up to the top, and Tyrion's just going to sit up the top lane there and just soak the experience.
So it's going to be a little bit of a passive. It's something that we saw last game. It's just going to be up and down rotations, constantly just getting all those gems, getting the pressure onto those towers, working down the ammo. And then that just opens them up for those turn-ins. And especially without the Zagara this game, like the previous one that was just played. Oh, pick up on Derek. They're really playing aggressive on him. They're going to get him with Impale. He's just got too much to sustain with that regrowth. He's just going to be able to walk away.
Yeah, that's it. Not being able to capitalize on that situation. It's they were a little bit far out. They did try. Couldn't quite connect. Couldn't quite finish him off. But it was a very aggressive effort. And now they're going to rotate back up to the mid lane. And I guess try and do that to Leoric. But he's just going to wraith walk out of it. At that top, nothing happening top. We've got the Tyrael versus Muradin fight. A little bit of a dead end up there. And we're going to see the rotation happen again. We're going to see if there's going to be any more pickups. And it doesn't hit anyone, just out of range.
I don't think they were going to ever get anyone there. They rotated way too quickly. Like, they had the scouting drone there. They had a call from mid. It's going to be really hard for them to get picks in these rotations. I think they're really keen to get picks on these rotations, but it's going to be really hard because it's so easy to telegraph it. If you get caught by something like that, you're really not paying attention.
Yeah, that's it. There's been a miscommunication, or you're not watching your map. Hands down. The penetrating shot pushes the Druid back. Oh, there could be a little bit. The Uther's there to throw in the heel. It'll be fine. Not going to fall this game.
Lurk's just getting a sneaky little turn in at top, and so is Zenith. So he'll just return to the lane. Wait till for it to get pushed out and just keep clearing. He's doing a pretty good job actually. It looks like he might be tanking the wave a little bit so that he can clear it with his Q, so it's not pushing onto his towers too much. So they're not getting too much work done at the moment. They've got a little bit of damage and a little bit of ammo missing from bot, and that's about it for their rotation.
Yeah, but they hadn't done much for them, but I mean it's still working. You still keep doing it. It's not it's not punishing them. No one's died from it yet. I guess it's just the potential to get a pickup still is still in place. I'm going to see Tyrael hand in 11 gems, upping that total for BradsBabes to make it a little bit nicer. They've still got 11 gems. Oh, hang on, engaged down the bottom. Malfurion has rooted Kelthis into place. Predator is doing a lot of damage. KVA is in a little bit of a bad spot. He's going to get picked up by the Flame Strike, and he does! Now Derek has to back out because he is also under half health as well. That was a nice pickup, I should say. Very nice pickup on to Nazebo in that case. And as I said, that rotation, it wasn't doing much for him up until that moment. They have now gained level 6 slight lead advantage. And now another pickup is going to happen on Malfurion as well from bot. Azura going back down with P-Band J. Another pickup that's starting to really push out this level lead now. So still, the level lead has diminished. It's actually 6.
Just did. It was a fairly even just a moment ago. Now they're almost an entire level up.
Well, that's it. Like I said, they've just got those 2 picks that they've been looking for with those rotations, which are going to start just pushing a little bit of pressure onto RSD with the levels now. They're on their way to be level 10 way before the Web Weaver is summoned. That's probably another level in its own right from the minion waves and from the structures they're going to destroy. And we're going to see the rotation roam down again. They've gone to KVA, Flame Strike, stun comes out, more stuns, and KVA is going to just get away. Derek doing a great job to throw those heals onto him. Just a little bit more damage, however, and he would have been done and dusted. No one in the top lane doing any soaking for any team at the moment. And we're going to see 4-man fight down the bottom here. Forward on a little bit of low health, still have to back out. Yeah, no, it does do Sippy Cup, so he should be fine. Seeing Nazir in the middle fighting against another Web Weaver, but all the action is in the bottom lane. Fortifications are starting to fall. We see the tower goes down and wall. Rotation happening, going to mid lane. So you're going to see an engagement here, or we're going to go straight to the top to help push with that Web Weaver up top, and that is exactly what they decided to do. Go up to the top lane and just push even harder into these towers and structures.
That's it. They haven't committed too much to the forts. They're just happy to get all the gates at this point. Just keep rolling advantages in. And it's not looking too nice, good for KVA, but then again, their team has done really well at recovering from situations like this. Time and time again, they're down to no keeps, and the other team has, you know, almost all of their forts and keeps, and they're just able to grind them down late game. So hopefully they'll be able to do it here. But something we're seeing here, we can tell already that this team is playing a lot more coordinated than a lot of the other ones we've seen before. Their rotations are on point. Their ganks are on point when they're rotating. So I think it's going to be really, really hard for KVAs to deal with that. So at the moment, they're still trying to get as many of those gems in as possible. Try and get another turn in as soon as possible. Just keep the pressure on. We could potentially see them maybe taking a hard camp, which is what they're going to rotate to do now, because they haven't got enough gems. So the Oryx slowly clearing bot easy. So it's just going to be a case of they're just going to do 1-1-1-1, keep that soak going, and just get those camps.
Yeah, that's it. They don't want to lose their level advantage now. Not doing anything too silly. We're going to see the easy camp picked up. Oryx was detected what he was doing, but I don't think we're going to see Nurak be enough to actually push him off the spot. Borrow's out of it, but we do see Kelz and Uther start to rotate down. But again, it's too late. They really can't do anything in that response to it. The Ziva's going to get on top lane from KVA and just start soaking up those lanes, picking those gems. 65 gems are 66 gems currently in possession for RSD. They want to do a hand in, and just a couple of heroes will be able to do this for them. However, the fight looks like it's going to start to break. Muradin's going in. No, Muradin came. Came on
not want to fight here with them having level 10.
Yeah,
We've got
none at all.
Pyroblast, Cocoon, Judgment, some water.
Oh, the Pyroblast is going down on Muradin, and it's going to take him out. Popped. All those gems Derek's going to be able to pick up for himself, right? But as this is going on, they're going to push into the mid lane. Take out the Sippy Cup. Next, we're going to be the Fortification. The Flame Strike's going to go down onto it. It's almost fallen. Web Weavers have been picked up for the blue team. However, it might be able to act as a little bit of a counter push, and they will back out from this.
They might even rotate into Leoric here. He really needs to get out. He needs to Wraith Walk. He's in real trouble. Here he goes. Looks like he's going to be alright. They could really dive him, but it looks like they're just happy to force him out of lane at this point. They'll probably start a bot, clear that up, and just work their way through the lanes until they've cleaned everything up. So it looks like the KVA's team's pretty split right now, so they're really not going to be wanting for an engagement. They're really not in a position to start shoving too much. Bot lane's Web Weaver is already almost gone. Leo's just hanging around at bot, really just looking at them, I guess. There's not really much you can do. The rotation's following up to mid. They're going to clear that super quick. They're really not going to get much out of this. They might get a tower, maybe a tower or two. They need to start rotating out very, very soon. Otherwise, they're going to get caught in this rotation. Ruth is going to drop a stun. They're going to have the follow-up with Brad. The Hyperion goes down, Root goes down, the
Pyroblast is going to go into Rainer. If he's not careful, it might take him out. Is it enough damage? And it is! Sent back to the Nexus. A massive pick up there on Rainer. That's a lot of damage has been lost now for RSD. RSD has to back out from this. And they're just going to lay Oryx in a bad situation. The heal does go down, but the Flame Strike will be too nuts. The Water Elemental has been summoned, but it's going to push back BradsBabes. Actually, I think they chose to really retreat in that situation, not pushing them back. But that was a huge Pyroblast, just turning Rainer into cinders. I'm surprised that they haven't gone back to top just to start pushing that fortification in, because it is on a little bit of lower health. It would be easy to push in right now. They got the 2-level leads, 43 gems, actually. 43 gems. We've got another Web Weaver about to be summoned for BradsBabes.
Especially with all the lanes pushed out. This is so much pressure on KVA. He's not scaling quickly enough. They're not going to get to 16 in time, I don't think, before they're going to be losing keeps. It's going to be really, really rough for them this game. If we're looking at ultimates, like they've got plenty up at the moment. They're going to be looking to engage.
Well, that web wrap is off cooldown as well, so that's the healer locked out, Malfurion locked out, or even a DPS are locked out. So
yeah, they might even just use it to pick someone off.
Yeah, that's it. The web weavers have officially summoned onto the map now, and the pushing has begun. Good to see rotation.
It's going to be interesting.
You go.
But it's going to be interesting to see how they're rotating. So it looks like they really want to just take that bottom fort. I thought they might have tried to have forced out the mid a little bit more so that they could just get 2 free forts bottom top, and they just want to, I guess, just secure it, get it up, play it nice and safe. So it looks like going to be engaged. Muradin tries to engage onto Brad, locks down a stun. We see KVA being picked up and burnt by Azure. All the damage is being put down. Unfortunately, Tanner's been caught out and he's being stopped by Brad. Water Alley's peeling, and we've got Ford trying to follow up. It's just an absolute mess at the moment.
Oh no,
trying to disengage as much as possible with PB and J trying to get out. Here comes the Pyro. It's going to possibly pick up KVA. He's not going to be able to get out. Oh my god, that damage on the side manages to pick up the Malfurion, and they're just dropping out. That's going to pick up the Leo, and they're going to pick up the Muradin, and they're going to be able to get a massive push here. This is a potential keep.
Oh wow, that's its top and bottom forts now, possibly going to be pushed in just a little bit. Web Reaver getting shot at by the Tyrant, but the Tyrant has now decided to go into the normal minions. Down bottom, however, there is 5 of them still up, and they're going to push into that wall and towers easily. That keep, are they going to take away the sippy cup? Nope, so they're going to leave the minions to try and deal that themselves. They're going to back up. Leoric is up. Oh no, what a terrible spot to spawn in! Because he's just going to get him. Oh no, he does manage to Wraith walk away. Lucky Leoric, very lucky. And now he's going to have to back off, and we're probably going to see what? We'll probably see BradsBabes rotate into their hard camp. Or they're just going to do another hand. Actually, how many gems do they have? Almost enough for another hand in.
So they'll hand in, get their camps going, just keep applying that lane pressure, see if they can get some picks. That's all they have to do here. They're 3 levels up. They almost got 16. They haven't even got 13 yet. They're in a really great place right now. They're going to be pretty happy. They just want to play together after they've gotten those camps and just work the KVA's team, because KVA's team needs to be splitting and soaking here, or at least clearing really quickly together.
Yeah, having said that, there is Tyrael up the top. I'm surprised that we haven't seen RSD try and rotate up to him more often and get that sneaky kill, because that's just a good experience grab for him. They have gone down to their easy camp down below, however, and we are going to see a couple of members come in from BradsBabes. Just wondering if they're going to get some kills in or not. But you know, they're not. They had to back out because they're not sure. Didn't want to fight 5 versus 3. And
they were just going to have too much trouble trying to pick that Tyrael. They were going to have way too much trouble if they're going to try and go for those gags. You just teleport out, smite on the ground, run out.
Yeah.
Looks like they're giving up that easy camp. They're just going to work away at clearing that top and mid lane, trying to reset the lanes, trying to get as much level as possible. We're going to see a turn in really, really soon. It's probably going to be now. They don't have enough.
They're just shy, I think, about, what, 3... That two gems just shy, so they can quickly go and pick it up and then get a hand in if they want to. 1 more gem. That's it. They have enough gems to do a hand in now if they all hand in. However, what have we got going on? Oh, they just wanted to check that they're not doing the boss. Clever little use of the scouting drone there, giving vision on the boss, but they're not doing it. They are going to get a hand in on the Web Reavers again. What, this is the 3rd set of Web Reavers in a row that have come out for...
Oh no, Zenith is getting caught out. He managed to get stunned by Uther. He's going to be disengaging, but now he's not going to have Avatar up for the next team fight when the Web Weavers are going to be pushing. So that's really not good for him at all. At the moment, he's the only old down. It's not going to be up for the next team fight. He's going to lose a lot of tanking, a lot of ability to peel their backline. It's not looking like a good position for them. They could easily probably take this keep at this stage unless KVA pulls something out crazy with his Ravenous Spirit. But then we've got Brad that can just dive on him. The law of good pushback by Reyna. They have to back out here. They don't want to turn around into this team. PB and J is taking so much damage, but close combat's going to completely heal that up, and they're going to be able to re-engage here. And they're going to be 2 ults down, 3 ults down, and we've got all of them up on PB and J.
Yeah, that's it. They've got much better fighting potential here. Azure wanting to go in. I think the rest of the team deciding not to, pulling back, going to go behind the Web Reaver. I think they're going to push on the... Yep, they're going to push in the mid, try and force a team fight out here, and then take out another juicy pick up on RSD. Alright, so they're going to now. The turrets are being affected by the chain bomb. Chain bombs are going off. It's about to break through that wall. How is RSD going to respond to this? Because it's going to be a massive amount of damage coming through, especially with all those heroics off cooldown. I'm just going to wait and see. Fully engaged. You can see Brad the Toro going to go in. No, that was a big Kame wave come out from the Web Weaver just then. Dancing around the butt of this Web Weaver. No one's choosing to go in just yet. Just waiting for the engage. Azure a little bit far forward, but RSD not ready to engage just yet. Neither is BradsBabes apparently. Someone... Oh, the Pyroblast goes in the KVA. Will that be enough to take him out? It gets bigger in every move, but no, the Ice Block blocking it, taking no damage from that. A wasted Heroic. Heroics are slowly going to start coming back up for RSD now. We're going to see BradsBabes disengage from the fight. I'm going to go down and pick up the hard camp instead.
Yeah, it's a really bad position for KVA to try and play into when they got a talent disadvantage. So they're going to be able to pick up that hard and just keep the pressure rolling.
Yeah.
They're probably just going to continue to siege at this point. It really stops KVA's team from splitting and soaking and trying to regain levels.
Yeah, that's it. And they've still got that level advantage. They still want to start a team fight. They're just looking for an opportunity to dive in for it. We've got Brad Toro. Is he going to do the borrow into someone? No, the spikes go on actually onto KVA and Leoric. However, the roots on the roots from Malfurion onto Kelthus, getting him locked in place. Forge's got the bomb on him. It's going to explode onto the keep. The Hyperion has come down, and they might be a little bit engaged. Unstoppable. The March to Black Hand has been used. Pyroblast on Leoric. Divine Shield's gone down. We might see a Zero fall from this, and he will from the Ravenous Spirit. And it's because Brad Toro and his team are going to have to disengage from this Leoric wanting to go in. Almost using Wraith walked into it, but deciding not to. And it's only a one small pickup on Kelthus, but that's a huge amount of damage that's no longer leaping onto the foes, onto their minions.
Exactly. So they're just going to drop back here, pick up their hard camp, clear the lanes. It's a really standard game at the moment. They're going to they're going to clear the lanes up. They're not really in a position to contest that turn in. But the problem is it's the same issue that we were having in the last game with Robodover running on Kael'thas, is that any web weavers they get at this stage of the game are just going to be really cleared super fast, and they've got all of their outer forts up, so they're not in a great position. Their best option is probably just to try and force a lane, burn down a fort, and just keep working it and working it. And I think that's how they've been playing the whole time that they've been in the competition so far, is they just keep working and grindstone down the other team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't think there's been a point in this game where I said RSD's had a really any sort of lead going on, roaming early on the matches. These constant barrages of web weavers. Even though RSD have their web weaver up at the now, just look how fast they fall, and the position they were summoned in was just close to pathetic. Unfortunately, the best one at the bottom lane here, but that's because of the Siege Giants assisting in it less than anything else.
Yeah, and they couldn't really commit to it either because a lot of their ultimates went up. So they were just like, look, we have to disengage, give them time. They're going bot to burn it out. So now they're going to have their ults up when they're about to fight, which is the position they kind of want to be in, especially with that rotation that's coming up. So it looks like they want to just play that safe. They're happy to take that fort, and then they'll reset, see if their camps are up potentially, or even just maybe force a few towers at mid, which they're looking like they might do now because they can see all of their players. The Tyrael is coming in. You could maybe do something here if there's any follow-up, but they don't rotate them down quickly enough. It's looking like they're just going to keep pressuring those lanes one after the other. Just work them over.
Obviously, they're doing a lot of pressure onto that lower lane now, but we've still got BradsBabes coming in. They might be able to catch someone as they advance away. Oh, they did have their scanning drone down, however, giving them a little bit of vision. See the clairvoyants go down again just to see if there's any hiding in those gas vents, ready to jump on them, which they have not. RSD having to completely pull out in this regards. So I think a bit of tough position for RSD at the moment. They just haven't been playing. Well, I'd say they haven't been playing good. More like BradsBabes have just been playing too good. Much more coordination on their assaults, much more fluent synergy with one another. And Annette might be in a little bit of trouble.
Tyrael, they're trying to get a fight down. Wall goes down, nearly picks up Brad. Tanner's trying to get some damage down. So they got some of their gems turned in at the moment. But it looks like Brad's team is just quite happy to disengage at this point. They're happy to just walk away. Brad's coming in for a little bit of poke. He's trying to drop that impale. Uther's trying to come in super close. It looked like he was looking for a cheeky stun, but there wouldn't have been much follow-up. They're going to turn in at bot by the looks of it. It's just going to be a turn-in for a turn-in. And that's been the case.
Massive amount of gems just dumped by both teams just then. Hand-ins are almost ready for each side. We got BradsBabes can actually hand in now and grab themselves another web weaver if they can. Brad the Toro is in a little bit of trouble. He's trying to escape here. The Stormbolt goes down. We're going to see a burrow. No, he's rooted in the ground. He burrows away. Still on low health. Could still be easily caught. And he's taken out. 3 gems lost for BradsBabes. But they could get a sneaky hand in from Tyrael, saying we will gladly sacrifice Nubarak for some web weavers. However, again, the web weavers aren't really going to spawn in that too good a position, are they? About halfway across the map, except for the top lane, which can be right close to their own towers.
They're going to have to clear mid and then bot first.
Yeah.
Top's not going to do too much unless they babysit it all the way through, which is not likely. They're probably going to want to look to engage here because they've got their level 20. They've got their 2 bolts, 2 hardened shields, and a redemption. So they're just looking to really stop them from being able to be burst down at all. Leo's just clearing that on his own, so it's not a really good position. They'll probably want to back out here. Hopefully they'll see the rotation in time and start making their way out. Looks like they're happy to just not engage. Everyone's happy to just kind of reset here.
Yeah, that's just everyone just getting their heads a little bit clear of what's going on, getting ready to pick up their hard camps after the spiders have fallen in all lanes. Having said that, no one's started to address the problem with the spider in the top lane yet, and they could be a little bit late with this one. They might see their top fortification actually fall here if they don't hurry up and start clearing. Meriden's first on scene. Tannen's coming in for the Web Weaver. However, it is too late. That's going to be massive. That's going to be... Oh, no, they do it. Just do it. Look at that. However, while this was going on, we do have the rest of BradsBabes going to the bottom, and they're going to put the catapults in the bottom lane instead of the top lane. That's a huge amount of lane pressure that's going to be going down there now, and that's a lane that's definitely going to be watched by. We're going to have to be watched by RSD a lot. They're definitely going to have almost like a dedicated laner down that lane to watch what's going on.
Definitely. Just addressing the comment from Ninja in the chat, I think they could have done it just because the Leo was hanging around at mid so much. They could have bursted down. They got crazy burst. And then the hardened shields, it'd be really hard to just try and kill Tyrael. So it looks like they're just going to opt to siege this map at the moment. We could potentially see Brad initiating in now that we've got a huge wave on there. But I think they might just be happy to just take this fort and back straight out. It was like an easy fort. There's no reason to overcommit for that. They're either going to opt to keep pushing top, or they can drop back and do a mid camp. I mean, it just depends on how they want to apply pressure.
Oh, it looks like they're going to try and. They're actually going to do the boss. They are going to do the boss, but how are they going to play it from this? Are they going to? They're actually not pretending to do the boss. Not going to say an ambush. We're going to see. Are we going to see RSD take a massive kill here, or are we going to see BradsBabes come out on top, pushing them into the boss section instead? The gravity lapse has gone down, holding a bunch of heroes in place. Hyperion has been popped, damage is going around left, right, and center. We see the Judgment, we see the Tranquility. Webweb has gone on to Malfurion, he cannot heal anymore. We're going to see Tannic probably get taken down. Revenant Spirit has come out, but I don't think it's too late because KVA is going to be chased down by Kelthus. Kelthus is going to put the bomb on, he will die. Tannic will survive and run away, but he's left his team to their doom. We're going to see another kill on Malfurion. Malfurion just managing it, but Tyrion's going to follow up and throw down the smite. Zenith is finally going to fall now, taking the brunt of a lot of damage from BradsBabes. No one in BradsBabes have died yet, and that's it. This could potentially be game. BradsBabes just need to push into that fort, push into that tower, and then they can just start pushing onto
they're probably
that
just going to do boss. They'll play it safe, do boss.
Yep. Well, that's what they want to do.
That's crazy. I'm surprised Derek walked away from that. He was blocked in by Leoric. He was stuck on the other side of him. It was just looked like it was going to be GG for Derek. So they'll do their boss here. They'll try and force it in through. And it could be it, depending on how quickly they burn that through. The Zebra will be up, probably, yeah, I think they'll all be up, just looking at the timers.
Yeah, that's all. They're going to be up for it, but this boss is going to be wailing into a situation where they've got no towers and fortifications. We've seen RSD win from this situation before 3 times in this tournament now. I don't think they're going to be able to do it from this time, however. I think BradsBabes are just too... Yeah, it's funny to say in the pickup group, they're too well-polished and seasoned to fall in this situation.
Definitely. Sorry,
that's the blue web weaver has been picked up by RSD instead.
Yeah, trying to alleviate some of that mid and bot pressure. Yeah. And it'll play straight into that boss, which will try and help. They've got the Rav Spirit down, march into them, but he hasn't really been able to do too much damage. Azure just pops his Arcane Barrier, probably an unnecessary div shield. Tanner's going to be able to get out. Web Wrap on Malfurion, stopping that heal. Tanner really needed to have backed a little bit earlier, but he manages to save in the end. Derek bolts out. Forge is about to get picked up. The Avatar's not going to be able to keep him up, unfortunately, with the Judgment keeping him in place. Are they going to be able to get enough burst on him? And yes, they do. And their core's about to go down 60%. That's GG. Yeah, no, that's it. That is over. BradsBabes have taken the semi-finals of the ANZ Royal Rumble, going to the grand finals against... I can't remember who has knocked them out against. Pingers Are Us, I think, is in the grand finals. Pingers Are Us versus... BradsBabe grand final in the ANZ Royal Rumble.